Hello, my podcast people, and thank you for joining me for yet another episode of my favorite online business podcast. If you're tuning in, watching, listening on the day that it drops, it is Monday, October 13th. Welcome. Today we are talking about why social media straight up sucks so much these days. I promise, though, it is not going to be just a complaint fest. So typically I do some life and business updates at this point in the show, but I don't have any. The final round of the intensive is going great, which is partially what inspired this episode. So let's jump right on in. Now, I'm not here to speak for everyone, right, when I talk about social media sucking, but this is my podcast. Speak for myself. Social media sucks these days. It sucks. And when I say social media, I'm primarily referring to Instagram and Threads. Threads used to be good. I'm going to move the mic here for a second. Threads used to be good, primarily during Harris's campaigning period, and it's not so good anymore. I have no comment on the status of TikTok because I literally never go on it. I'm old. I have an account. I wanted to secure my handle, and people sometimes send me videos, so I watch it over there. Usually my youngest brother, Dan. But I'm old, and I find the user interface so overstimulating. There's just like so much on it. I never say never, but as it stands right now, like, I don't use it, so I have no comment on whether it sucks right now or not. Actually, I should probably say that I have some friends that are like just, that's where they get their scroll time in at the end of the day. Is actually I think what J-Pop said. She was like, basically, it's a platform where I still can leave laughing, and I'm like, all right, that's amazing. But Instagram's kind of sucking. It's kind of sucking. I actually got hacked on TikTok. This is how little I use it. I got hacked, and I saw it happening. I have two-factor authentication, and so like I was getting these alerts, and it was like, you're logged in, and your thing is being changed. And I was like, but I can't do anything. I was also coaching a class at the time, and I was like, I can't do anything. And then I got hacked. And then I submitted like an inquiry thing. I just wanted to get back because it's my like the movement Maestro, and it was posting like spam. And so I was like, I don't want this to be a thing. So I actually did get it back. It took like a couple of weeks. I had to like do a little submit a ticket and like send this picture or something. I don't fucking remember, but like I did get it back. But all that to say, I don't be using TikTok. So this is not about TikTok sucking. Like I have no words about that. But social media, Instagram and Threads, it is sucking. It's not fun to be on there. And I haven't been posting as much. I've been posting a little bit more than I was. I stopped posting for quite some time, especially like after the election. I was like, fuck this. I don't want to be there. But I do have a few thoughts as to why it sucks so much, and a few action items, an action item or two based on those thoughts. So, while I do curate my experience on there and I stay preaching about curating your experience, IG stays with the fucking recommended posts as well, like which you can shut off and like listen off for 30 days at a time. But besides the recommended posts, which are sometimes better than the other stuff I see, it's like the stuff I am seeing is either tofu, right? It's all the same. It's bland. Takes on the flavor of other things. Or it's like this rage bait engagement farming shit. There's nothing in between. I actually have no qualms, no issue with a feed full of political, quote unquote, political content. It's sad what's become political. Like human rights are somehow political. And I'm not here to turn my eyes away from it, like the real shit that's happening. I have no problem if that's my feed. There's some really good stuff, really good accounts that I follow that are, political. What I take issue with is the other stuff of how it's presented. I'm just like, this is the worst. All right, like it really feels like we either have this super sensationalized rage baity engagement farming, engagement baiting content, or just boring fucking tofu content about whatever people's niche is. And like, yes, they need to post this content, but it just looks and feels and sounds the same as everyone else. And I'm like, I think we can do better. Like now, I also think the caveat here that there is something, so if you feel like I'm snatching your wig right now, there's something to be said about like a ceiling being hit. And I'm sure that if you're listening to me, you have hit that at plenty of times with my own account and maybe with my podcast where you're just like, okay, I've had enough for now. All right, like I'm going to come back later. I'm good. I just had enough of this thing. And like, you can only watch the same show with so many times and then you need a break, which is fine because you'll return to it later. You're good for it now. But like, if this is, these creators, if that's what it is, it's fine, right? Because their content comes across my feed and I'm not annoyed by it. And it doesn't contribute, in my opinion, to the overall suckiness. I'm like, they're still speaking their truth, right? They are, they're consistent. And that is why it feels like, okay, I've seen this before because they are consistent, which they need to be to help with like, new people coming in. And I have no qualms with that. it's like just the rest of the shit, like the overall feeling. I'm just like, fuck. Right. I think what, for me, what has contributed most to thinking that, feeling that social media is sucking right now is the attention seeking behavior. It's really bad, especially on Threads as well. Right. I think that the algorithm is the worst thing to ever happen to creativity. Right. Greed on the part of the owners of these platforms and the desire to keep people scrolling endlessly because of greed is the worst thing that has happened to creativity, right? For those of you listening, watching, and maybe you want the chronological feed back on Instagram, you're never fucking getting it. It ain't ever happening. Why not? Because the data that they talk about shows that we as consumers stay on the apps longer when random shit is put in front of us, not stuff from our friends in chronological order, right? Because you would just go through it and be like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to step away. They put new stuff in there. They put rage baity stuff, engagement farming stuff, and suddenly you're on there for 3 hours and being like angry. Why? They do it on purpose. I've always tried to liken content creation to being an artist. And so for some people it's a stretch, but I'm like, it feels the same to me. And I think that it becomes crystal clear how fucking tragic it is and how fucking tragic it would be if artists only created things that they thought people would clap for, right? It's absolutely fucking tragic. Like, yes, we do know that is the reality for some artists. And like, you're like, man, they've sold out. Their shit is not good anymore. And like, it's tragic. And that's what we see on social media, right? Getting lured into the death spiral of what will the algorithm like? It's made social media suck, for sure. The other side of this, and yes, I am blaming the algorithm again, is that it objectively doesn't reward quote unquote good content. I know good is subjective, but it rewards and pushes. When I say reward, it pushes to more people. It rewards content that keeps you on the platform, and that's it. And it's not necessarily that's good, right? We know that folks use social media primarily for entertainment and some escapism, and I have no qualms with that. I'm not saying here to say it's right or wrong or bad. It's like I have no qualms. We just know that that's how people use it. And when that's the reality, that's why people are using it. The type of content that is going to keep someone on the platform is typically not some super deep, thought-provoking, unique, formulate your own opinion type of content. Like, think about our day-to-day lives. Like if you go to the grocery store at the end of the day when you're tired and you're hungry, you go and buy chips. You're not buying something, you're going to go make a meal. Like you're just like, oh, give me the fucking whatever. So yeah, this does all circle back to our current life circumstances, and that's being a big driver for things. And by the way, fuck Donald Trump and fuck that whole administration. Fuck them all. Fuck them worst. Fuck them. So yes, that is a big driver. That's the ultimate thing. Is like life is not good for people, so they need this escapism. But left to its own devices, Meta ain't helping things out. They're not putting out beautiful sunsets, in front of you, beautiful sunset content, nice content. They're putting shit on. It's going to keep you mad, right? It's going to keep you dumb and keep you on the platform. Right? So what can we do? What can we do about this sucky content and the fact that it sucks on Instagram? Well, number one, obviously get off your phone. Or get off the platform. Right, so ideally, you go outside, you do other stuff, right? I understand that if you're in the beginning phases of building your business, your online business, that like social media is where the people are hanging out. And so like frequency is your friend and being on there is necessary. But also using social media has to be sustainable, right? And, you don't have to be on it 24/7. I built my platform by documenting my day-to-day when I was still in person, right? I was still treating. I still had very much a whole life not on the phone. And so like you can do that as well. But, do more stuff outside, do more stuff in person. There's definitely like a big shift going on where people that have been in the online space are just like, I want to go like in person. I'm like, yeah, I guess that. I think there's also something to be said about going to different platforms. I am on Reddit more. I don't like Substack as a platform that I use personally, but I read stuff there. I wish people would have it on their own platform because I don't even go on there and read. It gets sent to my email. And so I'm reading emails a bunch. I have a podcast episode. Courtney, thank you, actually. Thank you for everything. But also, YouTube Jojo. I have a podcast episode about, should you start a Substack? I think no. Like, it's another platform that you don't fucking own. But they send the emails to my inbox, which is like, I would subscribe to this thing that's not on Substack. Like, It's fine. And it's not like I found the people through Substack. So I found most of them through Threads or through like a recommendation or Instagram. So it's not like, oh, well, you have to be on there to get the recommendation. So there's that. What else can we do about the suckiness? Don't take the rage bait. Don't fall for the engagement farming. It's really interesting. Like, especially on Threads, I see it. People that I respect, they are like doing replies to a post that I can't see. And if I can't see it, it means that I've blocked that person. I block people if they're in someone's comments acting a fool. Or just, I'm like, I don't ever want anything you ever say or think to come across my page again. Because Threads is just like, suggestions the whole time. And so it's interesting that I see these big creators and they're like responding to a post or like a thread that I can't see. And I'm like, why are you even interacting with this fucking person? They're clearly an idiot. Like, what are you doing? So, don't fall for the rage bait. Don't take the rage bait. Don't fall for the engagement farming. Like, if you interact with it, the algorithm's going to serve you more of it. And also the people that are doing that get positive reinforcement about their shitty content. And other people that are watching this and seeing the numbers on that, they're like, oh, look, it gets attention-seeking behavior. I'm going to do that. Like, I wonder, these fucking press conferences that fucking Trump does, like, what if no one just fucking showed up? Like, I get it, the right's going to fucking show up, I guess, but like, just like sometimes it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, just don't even go and interact. Like, what would happen? That's like, we know, like, starve of oxygen. The kid's having a temper tantrum, like, just walk away. It's the same, but like, you give it energy and it's like, oh, positive reinforcement and attention for this. And then you get more of it. So don't engage with it. You don't have to engage with it. And then lastly, two tactical things, and then we'll wrap it up. Two tactical things that are a bit of what we'll call, I guess, future casting. Right. So as per always, as it relates to social media, if you do want more, as it relates to Instagram, if you do want more engagement, right, do more stories. Don't do more posts, do more stories. And this is where you can truly connect with people. Right? I mean, you to use Instagram to connect and not to broadcast. And the reason I say this is future casting is like, this is what we're going to see the trend go towards, right? Of like more stories and more DMs, right? Subsequently, you get more DMs. And Adam Mosseri, the CEO of Instagram, has already said it. Like, they are prioritizing Reels and DMs. That's what keeps people on. They're like, that's what they've seen the most growth from, most interaction with platforms from those things. Like, make your stories and actually have conversations with people. The second half of this relates to content creation. If you're going to be using this thing, right, is to you personally as a creator lean into nuance and expertise. The pendulum always swings back the other direction at some point, and I believe that's where we're headed. We're finally on the pendulum swinging back, right? We're leaving ideally the age of the influencer and moving into the age of the expert. And people want nuance. People appreciate longer content, right? They want to hear from objectively smart people. I didn't say educated because it doesn't mean like, oh, you have to have gone to some fucking school. Like, they want it from smart people. Smart looks like a lot of different things. Right, what's your expertise with this thing? Right, they want to hear from people who are true and actual experts on that topic. They've studied this thing extensively. Now, they just thought about it. They've studied it. They want to hear it. And they are here for longer form content and more nuance. I told you, I'm like out here reading Reddit, but I'm out here reading these blogs. Like, I will watch a longer reel, absolutely, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I make them, and I will also watch them. I want the context. I want the nuance. That's also I don't really love Threads, is there isn't as much nuance, and then like it's like also it's annoying in that capacity to read 16 like short things together. I'm like, I just want to read the whole thing together. This is annoying. But there is one account he talks about fashion and the kind of men's fashion, traditional fashion, and like ties it into some of these like social things. It's actually pretty cool, but it's in the minority of like what I'm willing to read over there. But people are, to my point, there's the expertise there that he has and the nuance and going in depth with things. Right? So lean into creating that type of content. Right? Create the content that you want to see on the platform. For the love. As you're creating that content, share your fucking opinion and your values and what that thing means to you and why. Right? Don't just become Encyclopedia Britannica, but shout out to the OG. Right? Encyclopedia B. So I think we know why social media is sucking. And I also think that we can make it better if we want to. Right? There's plenty to be said about just put it down and like don't use it as much, for sure. But for those of you that like social media, those of you looking to use it for your business, and looking for more than just me bitching, the action items are there is to create the content that you want to be consuming, right? And be willing to use your voice and share your opinion and be your own person. Right? And more specifically, as it relates to a business, right? Because businesses are built on solutions to problems. It's lean into nuance and lean into your expertise. Say more things. Go more in depth with it. Stop trying to, placate the algorithm and be like a 10-second video. Like, what the fuck are you getting across in that? So that's my bitching for today, and hopefully some action items for you regarding Instagram and the social sucking. If you're having a great time on socials, then keep on keeping on. If you're enjoying it, please, by all means, keep on keeping on. I just want people to be happy and experience joy. But if you're feeling the same kind of way and you're looking to actually do something besides spend less time on it, which is totally acceptable and viable, create the content that you want to consume. Okay? All right. Look at the time. Nice short episode. That is all I got for you for today. No call to action, nothing. Just grateful that you are here. I know you could have been doing anything and you chose to listen to me, chose to watch me, and I do genuinely appreciate that. All right? As always, endlessly appreciative for every single one of you. Until next time, friends, Maestro out.